Hey you guys, well, welcome to my channel, or if you're listening to the audio podcast, welcome to Journey. So I have actually recently changed my camera's okay. So I've recently changed the name of my podcast or spiritual sponsor to Journey. I'm constantly rebranding or coming up with different ways that I can make myself more comfortable, especially not only talking about my experiences but what I'm going through, but also channeling messages from the divine to give to y'all. So I'm constantly just seeing what works for me and what doesn't. Like for example, this is my second time recording this video because the first time I was out chopping it up with Gaia, aka nature, Mother Earth, and I was getting bit up by ants, and then I ended up getting a splinter into my hand. So yeah, I decided to go home and record the video. So yeah, that's exactly what the fuck we're gonna do today. Oops, excuse my language. But yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it because I don't like wasting time. So I think my previous video, if you haven't saw it, I had showed you guys my calendar, my new little system that I got going. So each and every month I'm gonna come up with a theme to work on. So April I did radical acceptance. May I did not me having to think about what comes after April, which is actually kind of funny, but after April comes May, right? So May I think I did was being more intentional, being more purposeful when it comes to me moving my energy, talking to people, and really about me being my authentic self, but just being intentional, and then so on and so forth. So I'm gonna just work a little bit backwards. I want to start with April and start kind of like unpacking what that month was like and why I chose radical acceptance for the month of April. Long story short, and I'm gonna do another podcast about this. I've been meaning to do it for a while, but for some reason I just haven't felt guided to do it. I don't know. But for April, long story short, I was working in a very toxic work environment. A particular person in the workplace made it very toxic. It made it to the point where I really didn't want to work there anymore. I was stressed out all the time. I was pissed off, angry, upset, you name it. But I also noticed how that person made other people feel, how they overall impacted the whole work environment, despite anybody feeling any type of way or not. But it just seemed like a certain group, I'm not gonna say what type of group of people, a certain group of people, I noticed that there was some sort of animosity, microaggressions being projected onto. And so when I caught on to that, I was like, wow. But I worked there for almost a year, so me dealing with that shit really just bothered me, and it built up to the point where I confided in someone who I talk to a lot, and I was just going through it, kind of making it make sense to myself, like, okay, this must be a lesson, or like, because I was really stressed out about it. Imagine having to go to work every day from 9 to 6 or however long and dealing with people like that, right? And think about it this way, you spend more time with those people at work than you do with your own family. So being able to have to be in a toxic work environment was a lot. I was burnt out, and trust me, the job I did, I can do that shit in my sleep. I can do the job in my sleep. It really wasn't a hard job at all. And the fact of the matter is I kept experiencing the same things, and I was like, okay, the universe, the divine is trying to show me something, because at the end of the day, new blessings or new opportunities you go into are going to have problems. They're always going to have those people that piss you off, or those people that don't treat other people fairly. But at the end of the day, it's that I had to accept what I could not change. I had to accept something for what it was and not for what I wanted it to be. And that's why for myself, especially for myself, to stay on top of doing my healing work, to do more self-reflecting, I said, okay, each and every month I noticed a pattern of something. So when April hit, it wasn't like I was saying, oh, this is radical acceptance. It was just something that built up over time that I've noticed, and that I said, okay, I'm noticing a pattern, and this pattern is that I'm stressing myself out about something I can't change within somebody else. It's not my business that this person is miserable, or that this person is who they are, whether I like it or not, despite them making it my business, projected onto me, I had to turn around and say, you know what, I can't take this home with me. I shouldn't be stressed out. I shouldn't be laying my head at night thinking that, okay, what's tomorrow going to be like? I should be able to come home and unwind, and not to be able to feel the pressure and the stress from somebody else's lack thereof of consideration or respect for me and colleagues. So I had to really start thinking about, okay, each and every month I'm noticing certain patterns, but I also need to kind of like continuously work on this, because healing is not just a one-stop shop. It's not just, oh, I'm healed. It's with each and new blessing that you have, you're going to come with problems. And think about it this way: if you let problems overshadow your blessings, you're going to think that it's not a blessing. You're going to think it's a curse. You're going to think it's karma or whatever. And I want people to know, disclaimer, everybody's going to have to deal with karma. Me, you, your mom, dad, whoever, everyone's got to deal with karma, whether it's coming back to bite you in the ass or it's good karma or whatever. But at the end of the day is that you're still going to run into issues, problems, whatever, but it's depending on how you see it. It's your actual perspective on these problems. So I have to transmute that energy, because if I did not transmute that energy, I was going to allow it to affect me in a way where it'll probably ruin the blessing that I didn't even know that was right in front of my face. So that's why I came up with, I don't know if y'all hear those people like, you know, them damn dogs running up and down. Radical acceptance. Hopefully my handwriting is legible. Okay, radical acceptance plus healthy core beliefs equals inner peace. So the thing about, so I just talked about radical acceptance. It's basically accepting what you cannot change, accepting things as they are, especially when it comes to people's behaviors, situations, experiences, especially the ones that you don't have 100% control over. And think about it this way: you will never have 100% control over every experience that you have in your life, because a lot of people play an important role within those experiences. So you can't control somebody else's behavior, even if you want to give them good advice, even if you want to be there for them or do whatever. Sometimes we can't just change how somebody see us, view us, how they respond to us, or even react. So we have to be able to control our own emotions. That's what we have control over, is our own emotions, right? And when you put core beliefs in it, okay, now I want to spend like a minute or two talking about core beliefs. So core beliefs is something that's embedded within us. It's embedded in basically your whole spiritual ecosystem, and it's been embedded within you ever since you were a child or a young adult or whatever. Your core belief is something that you live by, but you don't even know it though. A lot of people have core beliefs that does affect and alter our lives, but a lot of us don't know that it's a core belief. Some people just think that I just have to accept myself for who I am, which is fine. However, sometimes things, our behavioral patterns, can use a little moderation. It can use a little work, because when you interact with other people, so for example, one of my old core beliefs, and there's a reason why I say it's old, because that's something I'm trying to put in the past. So to put this in a better perspective for people to understand, and even also look up core beliefs though. I want people to do their own research. Look up core beliefs and radical acceptance. But my old core belief is that I'm a perfectionist, right? That everything has to be perfect, because that feeds my ego, because it makes me feel like I'm in control. So if I'm a perfectionist, that means I control how the experience is, how people respond, how people react. I can control an event, or how this puzzle piece fits into that puzzle piece, and how this goes together. I want to be super organized. I want to make sure everything goes to plan, and blah blah blah. Just being an overall perfectionist, and that's not a healthy core belief to live by. And the reason being is because life isn't perfect. I'm not perfect, and you're not perfect. So therefore, we shouldn't expect everyone else around us and everything to fall in line. When it doesn't do what I want it to do, then I'm stressed out, then I'm pissed off, because I expected you or that thing to be perfect, or to live by my rules or whatever. Is because that's just how I see the world. But I have to understand that not everybody's going to see the world the way I see the world. No one's going to react or respond the way that I do, and that's okay. And that leaving that old behavioral pattern, that core belief behind, can really help push me forward on my journey, and also make healthy connections with people. Because think about it this way, you don't want to be, a lot of people don't like control freaks. A lot of people don't like people who are super fucking perfectionists, because that's not how life is. Life is very unpredictable. We can't predict other people's actions and how a whole event plays out. Like, I've planned an event before and it didn't go the way I wanted to go, and at the end of the night I was very just upset. But I noticed how other people were happy about how it turned out, or the outcome. And the reason why they were happy, because it still happened. It was still a success. And my definition of success was very different from theirs. But I still found myself frustrated and upset because it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. But who the hell cares? It still happened. I was still able to make people happy. I was still able to put on an event. I was still able to do something, right? It didn't happen the way I thought it would, but it happened anyway. And that's okay, but it still was successful. So I had to unlearn what success meant for myself. I had to unlearn what really being a perfectionist was, and how it was hindering me on my journey. And that my perfectionistic, however you want to say it, was really feeding my ego. My ego wanted to be perfect. My ego wanted everything to be play out in the way I wanted to play out. So I had to do some self-reflecting. I had to talk to my ego and say, look, you're fucking up the spiritual ecosystem, right? I had to talk to myself about that. I had to check my own ego. I had to check my own energy and say, if I continue to operate like this, I'm going to continue to bring in that same type of low vibrational energy of failure. And when I say failure, it's because me expecting things to go perfect is failure. It's because I'm always looking for a specific outcome of something, and then when it doesn't happen, I find myself in a mental space where I'm sad, or I'm upset, and I'm stressed out, and I'm overthinking about it, and it's causing like physical illnesses. It's causing me to be sick. It's causing me to not, when I talk to people, it's really causing me just overall just things that's just, what was I gonna say? Overall, it's not a good thought process. And every time I go into that behavior pattern, every time I think about being a perfectionist, this word failure like is being stamped, like it's being stamped on this big ass white piece of paper. Like it's saying failure each and every time, because the divine is trying to tell me that no, I am not a failure. However, the way my perspective is looking at things is going to manifest failure. It's going to make me think that I have failed and I'm not good enough. So every time I get into that perfectionistic thought process, every time I react out of that core belief, if something doesn't work the way I want it to, then it's not a success. Then that means it's a failure. Then that means I'm going in this loop, this everlasting loop of just feeling like I'm not enough, or I need to be more perfect. I need to plan better. I need to stay ahead of the game. I need to be more sharp. I need to do more research. I need to do more of this. I need to do more of that. But sometimes what I've done for something, or it doesn't matter what it is, that's enough. I gave my effort. I gave my all, and that's okay. That's not me being a failure. That doesn't mean I failed. That just means that my expectations of the outcome of something was rational. It wasn't irrational. It wasn't perfectionistic. It was rational for me to think that, okay, I expected that to happen, or I didn't really put any expectation on this person's behavior, because I can't do that. I can't expect someone to act or behave a certain way, even if they are a predictable person. Sometimes people will hit you with a left, and out of nowhere, you're like, when did you start acting like that? It's because you can't predict anybody's behavior, because just because you see a pattern within something or a situation doesn't mean it's going to act that way at the same time. So I had to really unlearn that, and I'm still unlearning that about myself, is that being a perfectionist is not a flex. It's not something to be bragging about, and it really it's not good for my overall well-being. It's not good for my spiritual ecosystem. And that was a core belief I had to realize. That I didn't even think that was a core belief, to be honest. When I look at the definition of core beliefs, when I started to do a little bit more homework about it, I realized, damn, a lot of my core beliefs manifest certain situations or people within my reality. And then I keep thinking and wondering to myself, why do I keep attracting the same thing or the same people or the same situations? Why do I keep getting let down? Because I'm not realizing that my core beliefs are unhealthy. My core beliefs do not serve me. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all core beliefs do not serve y'all. So that's why I said healthy core beliefs. Because being a perfectionist is not a healthy core belief. And like I said earlier, it stems from ego. It stems from childhood trauma. It stems from a lot of things. And not just me, but you as well. Any core belief that you believe about yourself or that you have ingrained within yourself, think about where that came from. Think about the situation that it actually derived from, and that will actually help you make it make sense and say, okay, I get why I'm a perfectionist, because there was a lot of criticism of myself when I was growing up, whether it was from your parents, dad, whoever. Sometimes people will criticize you because they expect you to act how they acted when they grew up, or they want to raise you, or they want to or your peer group wants to press you to do something because it's the cool thing to do now, or you got to do this to be cool, or you got to do whatever. But at the end of the day, that's still criticism that you were experiencing as a child, and that criticism began to manifest into your adult reality, and then it will start to create things within your life, behavioral patterns, unhealthy core beliefs, unhealthy relationships. Like, a lot of that will start to manifest, and once you start digging deep and you start understanding how you really operate and why you operate the way that you do, you will understand that, okay, wow, this is a part of a core belief that I embedded in myself. Even whether you were intentional or not, that's something that you believed about yourself. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have carried it on until this day, or just whenever. So it's just, yeah, unhealthy core beliefs. So try to do a little homework about core beliefs. Look up core beliefs, what it means to you, and kind of do your own homework about your own core beliefs, because that's very important. Your own core beliefs, what they mean to you, why, where it derived from. And I'm not telling people, sometimes some people's trauma is very, very severe. I'm not saying to go all the way back and undig and pick apart and confront people. No, try to just get an overall underlying meaning of what that trauma, of what happened or what transpired in your life, and how it honestly affected you and how it became a core belief. Because that's how core beliefs are birthed. They come from experiences, especially when we continue to have the same experience over and over through different people, through different means of communication or whatever. That will start to be ingrained within you and within your spiritual ecosystem. And I refer that to your spiritual ecosystem as the different modalities that exist within us. So a modality for myself, which I believe is my ego, my shadow self, my inner child, and my higher self. Those are different modalities that I operate out of. And those different modalities, I gotta hurry up because my phone is gonna die. But those different modalities equates my spiritual ecosystem. So what I'm not doing for one, I'm not doing for all. So when I don't do this type of healing work, when I don't do any of this, no homework or nothing, my spiritual ecosystem will continuously be compromised. My energy will be compromised. So therefore, I will not be in alignment with what's meant for me, especially when it comes to fulfillment, happiness, financial abundance, spiritual abundance. My spiritual ecosystem has to be in alignment and one with itself in order to receive what's meant for it, right? So when it's not receiving, then I'm not receiving anything. So I have to do this work. And no, I'm not doing it every day. But what I'm saying is that when you get those moments of clarity, take advantage of that. When you get those ideas, especially if it's subtle or something just suddenly comes to you, take advantage of that and do your homework on it. Because when I came up with that, my calendar, I said, damn, this is a really good system that I can live by. until that routine no longer works for me. But even if it does continue to work for me moving down the line, this is something that's going to help me stay on track when it comes to my healing work. And that's why you see things like this. That's why I'm doing videos, is because it's giving me inspiration to know that if I too can see that this is going to help me, maybe this can help somebody else, right? Damn, I think I just went off track. Again, about core beliefs. Yeah, I just gave you an example. What my core beliefs is that I'm a perfectionist, which is an old core belief. But a new core beliefs, this is about transmuting energy and transmuting, core beliefs into something that's a lot more healthy. So if I sit there and say my old core belief is that I'm perfectionist, my new core belief is that how do I say this in a sentence? I don't know. I'm not a perfectionist. Well, I want to say it in a way that I really want to say it in one word. You know how sometimes you don't want to say a whole sentence, you just want to say one word. So if I go to and y'all are experiencing my thought process, because I'm telling you my mind is doing a lot right now. So if I go from my old core belief, which is being a perfectionist, to being I'm gonna just say human, being myself, or just believing that my efforts are enough. I don't know. Or maybe just saying that I am enough. I'm gonna just do that. I'm enough, right? Because okay, it makes sense. It's starting to click in my head. So if I'm continuously thinking that I'm a perfectionist, then I'm continuously chasing this irrational dream, or this life that I feel like, if my life is 100% perfect, if I do things in a way that's perfect to the T, I don't miss no dotted lines, like everything is clean, cut, clear, whatever, it's perfect, then that means that I will be enough within myself, right? It has to be perfect. I have to be perfect. But now that I'm unlearning that everything is not perfect, that's an irrational way of going about life and thinking about myself. Now I'm going from that to I am enough, that my efforts are enough, that whatever it is that I do, I plan, I'm doing it to the 100% of the best of my ability, and I have to believe that. So I'm a perfectionist to I'm enough. And if you feel like you're a perfectionist, whatever new healthy core belief resonates with you, do that. I'm just saying that because that's straight off the dome. But yeah, so moving on to that. So that's why radical acceptance plus healthy core beliefs. Me or you or anybody for that matter, accepting things as they are, plus unlearning old core beliefs, leaving them in the past, continuously working on them, because you can't just drop off a core belief and leave it where it's at. If you do that, then you are a fucking superhero in my eyes, because unlearning years of something that you've been conditioned to believe about yourself, whether you project it onto yourself or somebody did that to you, it's not an easy thing to do, right? So kudos to you if you've done it. But essentially, adding that to healthy core beliefs then will equate inner peace. And when I talk about inner peace, I mean, like, there is going to be a part of yourself, and I'm telling you, you're going to start moving differently when you accept things as they are, when you have those healthy core beliefs that I am enough, or that people can be trusted, or that I am a beautiful person, that I'm not a failure, that I'm a success of a person. That can equate inner peace, because a lot of people will start to manifest demons within themselves. Y'all want to talk about, let me put that down. Let me talk about something. Y'all want to talk about demons, that you see demons outside and black magic or whatever. I want people to understand that sometimes we manifest demons or negative entities or energy, or whatever you want to call it, within ourselves, because that's our thought process doing it. Our energy is moving like that. We are attracting that type of energy. And a lot of times it comes from ourselves. It derives from ourselves. In order for a negative entity or a parasite or whatever to survive in its host, you have to feed it that negative energy. You have to give it a livable resource in order to continue to thrive. And what you're doing is feeding it negativity. You're feeding it those unhealthy core beliefs. You're feeding it the projections of other people, especially when people project their unworthiness onto you or whatever they feel like onto you. You take that within yourself and you make yourself believe that that's who I am. But when you continue to live your life like that, you will start to manifest these type of demons, negative entities within your reality. And I'm not talking about an actual physical demon or whatever the traditional way of people seeing. I'm talking about energy that's going to hold you back, energy that's going to put obstacles within your journey that really don't have no business being there. Think about it this way: a entity or a parasite cannot live in a host that is healthy, that's thriving, that's exuding positive energy, that's healing, that's working on itself. It needs something that feeds off of negativity. That parasite needs something, a weakness within it, or something within it that it seeks, that it needs in order to live. And this can be people, this can manifest in different people. Like listen, the universe is not biased. The universe is not going to look at you and say, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to punish you. You are the person that I'm going to. No, the universe is very impartial. The universe's language is pure energy. That's how the universe communicates to you, and that's how you communicate to it. The universe is not going to come and stand in front of your door and say, I have delivered something for you. Would you like to accept it? Like, it's not going to talk to you like that. It's not going to do that. The universe responds to the energy that you're putting out to it. So like I'm saying, that a lot of y'all are out there manifesting, digging up these negative entities, these energies. You're pulling it into your energetic field, and the divine is noticing that, and they're saying, okay, she's now attracting this type of negative energy, like it's warming up within her and she's putting it out to the universe. So therefore, in order for me to respond to her or him or whoever's listening to this, I'm going to give you what you put out. That's why I'm saying, be careful about how you speak to yourself. That's why I talked about core beliefs. And I'm even, really telling myself this. Sometimes I can actually talk to myself in third person. It's weird, but be very mindful about how you talk to yourself, especially when it comes to your core beliefs. It's because your words are spells. Y'all out there talking about witches and stuff. Y'all shouldn't even be worried about what somebody do in their own home. At the end of the day, watch how you talk to people, but also watch how you talk to yourself, because you are manifesting that type of energy back within your energetic field. The universe is going to respond to that. They're going to notice that. So words are spells, especially when your energy is matching the word or the energy that you're putting behind that word or whatever. It's going to come back to you. So if you're out there talking gossip or trying to put people down, all that's low vibrational energy. That's negativity. So the words that you're speaking, you're putting a spell out there, and that energy is going to come back to you. That energy is going to be thrown back at your fucking face. It may look like karma. It may look like a curse. It may look like whatever you want it to believe. It's going to come back at you. So that's why I'm talking about inner peace. Because when you have inner peace, those demons, those negative entities, or whatever y'all, however y'all see it, it can't touch you because you are protected. Your truth is your protection. Your authenticity is your protection. Your angels, the divine, or your spirit guides, whoever y'all believe in, is your protection. But you have to believe that. And having unhealthy core beliefs about yourself and the way you see yourself and the way you see the world is not going to help that. That's why I had to really pull myself away from that environment and accept that situation for what it is. Because once I accepted that this is a toxic work environment, once I accepted that this person is who they is, and it doesn't matter whether they're talking to me or somebody else, they're going to always be narcissistic. They're going to be a gaslighter. They're just going to be a complete asshole because they don't want to change. Because if they did, they see the error in their ways and how their actions make people feel, they wouldn't act like that, right? But when I started to notice that, when I accepted that for what it was, radical acceptance, I was able to make peace with that. I was able to make peace within myself, because I'm telling you, other people's actions, whether a lot of y'all want to admit it or not, will fuck with you. It will make you think like, damn, did I do something to piss this person off? Or damn, like, why are they acting like that? It's because that's who they are. That's who they are. That's just who they are. Just like you go about your day, you say hey to somebody, or you're nice to somebody, or you pick up, or you even help somebody put the groceries in their car, or whatever good deed that you feel like you're doing that because you wanted to do it, not because you feel like you had to do it. You wanted to do that because on the inside, like within your external being, your spiritual ecosystem, you're a good person, and that's how who you are. And I say that, and I'm serious. And you can think about it however you want to. It doesn't have to be something simple as putting, even if you don't help nobody put groceries in their fucking car, doesn't mean you're a bad person. I'm just saying that. So my next video is gonna be about intent. So that's gonna be a perfect segue. But like, it's all about being intentional. You don't have to do what you do, but you're going to do it anyway because you're intentional, because there's purpose behind that. So there's purpose behind radical acceptance. There's purpose behind having healthy core beliefs. And there's purpose behind inner peace. When you are at peace with especially when you're at peace with other people's behaviors, even if you don't accept it, the divine is going to notice that. Then they're going to bring in things, they're going to put things out there in the universe for you to take advantage of. Because when they see that, oh shit, she's at peace with herself, she's exuding that type of energy, you're going to attract like-minded individuals, situations, experiences that's going to give you that same peace back. If you think about it, think about all the problems and the obstacles that you have gone through before that blessing has hit. And listen, new blessing, you cannot nurture new blessings with old behavior patterns, with old core beliefs, with old anything, old routines. You have to be able to adapt and change when it comes to new blessings, because new blessings need new perspectives. Because if for example, if I take the same attitude, the same stress that I had from that toxic work environment into a new work environment or to a new blessing to my life, I'm going to fuck up that, and again, excuse my language, I'm not going to fully accept or embrace that new blessing, just because my thought process is in the past. I'm still thinking about that situation. I'm still allowing it to affect me. Even though I am no longer a part of that environment, I'm allowing that person to still have some type of effect over me. And I'm bringing that into a new blessing. But the kicker is, I can't even see that as a blessing because I'm too busy worried about how an old situation made me feel. But in order for me to truly accept and to truly embrace a new blessing, I had to learn how to move with radical acceptance. I had to unlearn old, unhealthy core beliefs about myself. And I had to find inner peace. Because when you find inner peace, your spiritual ecosystem can work in unison. Your ego, your shadow self, your inner child can all be one big happy family. Y'all can all be in alignment with what it is that you are wanting for yourself. Because, again, if I am not in alignment with what it is that I know that is meant for me, what I know that's a part of my destiny, it's going to feel like it's getting further and further away, when in reality that is the illusion that I've placed upon myself. Yes, the illusion that I have placed upon myself, because it manifests, that unhealthy core beliefs will birth unrealistic expectations of myself, but also self-limiting beliefs that I'm going to place upon myself. So therefore, that manifestation of what it is, that blessing that I really want for myself, is going to feel like it's further and further away from me. Why? Because I'm bringing in old energy, old shit that no longer resonates with me, that it really needs to fall off, but I'm too busy holding on to it out of resentment, out of comfort. Shit. Yeah, I said it, comfort. Your ego will hold on to something out of comfort, even if it's not good for you. And a lot of y'all knows unhealthy ass relationships, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, you will hold on to something for comfort, for dear life, because you are afraid of what's to come. But I had to learn how to accept people as they are, not just in the work environment, but in my personal life. Y'all have to accept your family, who they are, especially if they don't ever want to change, they don't want to heal, they don't want to do nothing. You have to accept them for who they are, because if you don't, you're going to allow their energy to fuck up a good blessing for you. You're going to allow their energy to make you revert back to old behavior patterns, old core beliefs that no longer resonate with you. Because look, I talked about that old energy, that negative energy, those demons or whatever. Your energy is going to get warped, is going to get compromised within that old energy that no longer serves you, to the point where you're going to believe that this is where you're meant to be in life, or this is the situation that, and your energy is going to bask all of that in. Then your energy is going to start to manifest those negative entities, those demons, or whatever you want to call them, into your energetic field, and now you're compromised. Now you're sad, now you're depressed, now you're angry, defensive, and sometimes you may not even know why. So make sure that not only y'all are doing the homework, but really practicing these things. Like, come up with your own calendar about whatever month. Like, you can even reflect back on the past January or February, and if you can remember what happened or what transpired, or the mood that you were in that entire month, or even the pattern that you picked up on, you can understand that, damn, that month was about protection, because everything that was being thrown at me was trying to compromise my protection. It was trying to compromise my authenticity or my own truth, and therefore I need to put up better safeguards. I need to understand why I felt that I wasn't protected, or why did I allow that person to compromise my protection. Like, you have to be able to kind of look back on all of that and kind of understand that, okay, I get it now. And that's how I did with April. April didn't just hit and I said, oh, radical acceptance. No, I started to pick up on patterns that just built up, like I said in the beginning. And that's how I was like, okay, this is radical acceptance. And it's never too late to call out something. Like, it doesn't matter if you, at the end of the month, like April 31st, is it April 30th or 31st? Whatever, you know what I mean. Radical acceptance, that's what that month was about. Even if you notice at the last minute. But also, I want people to also realize, this is a realistic thing, that radical acceptance, or just any type of, anything that you're working on within the months or even all together, sometimes that energy will carry on. So radical acceptance may carry on into May or June, July. It's because that's the type of energy I will continuously need to learn when it comes to new experiences. Because you're going to experience different people and different things and situations that's going to trigger you in different ways. So therefore, it's going to continue to carry on. And you have to be able to accept what you cannot change. Accept things as they are. And continue to move forward. Continue to be pushing good energy out, good vibes out, and continue to work on yourself and heal, and really not allow people to compromise your own inner peace. Stay protected, stay gifted, stay connected with yourself, but also to whoever y'all believe in. You know, whatever works for you works for you. But yeah, so I think the last thing I'm gonna say is basically about, and this is some action that you can follow up with inner peace. And if y'all are still here through this whole video, you're a trooper, because I know though not get to talking, sometimes I can change lanes, sometimes I can go from a different topic, but a lot of it always circles back to that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always notice that. But something that you can follow up with inner peace is action. So there's an action to every reaction, right? So when it comes to old core beliefs, kind of transmuting it to something more healthy, something that actually serves you and your purpose, is observing. Be an observance of yourself. Sometimes it's all you need to do. Sometimes we are just meant to be here to exist, and then be an observance of ourselves. Even that's just for a split second. Let's do that. Observe, right? But also, be compassionate toward yourself. On this journey, it is so easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to beat yourself up because you didn't learn something quicker, or you didn't know that this person was a backstabber or whatever. Have compassion for yourself, because you learn things at the time that you're supposed to, that you're meant to see it. I'm a believer of that, even if you don't. Have compassion for yourself. Give yourself grace. I'm looking down at my thing, that's why I'm looking down. And I'm kind of tired. I need to hurry up because I know this camera's going to just shut off because my phone is dying. Conscious behavioral patterns. And the reason why I say conscious is to be consciously aware of how you're acting, how you are moving, when it comes to your energy, how you are interacting with people, how you do anything in life. Because again, I feel like, I don't want to get into this because it'll come into a whole different topic, but just realize that be a little bit more self-aware, more conscious of how you respond in the world and how you move and how people make you feel. Be conscious of that first and foremost, because at the end of the day, again, radical acceptance, accept things as they are, but also be in tune with yourself, be in tune with your emotions, and understand that sometimes people are just fucking haters. They envious of you, they're jealous of you, or they just don't plain don't like you, don't even have a reason why. They just dry hating, right? And sometimes people will do things to get you out your element. Sometimes people will do things to get you out your skin and make you sweat, right? Because they like that type of thing. They like that. They want you to encourage that type of behavior within them, because that gives them validation, because they feel like what they're doing, a lot of people know what they do is wrong, but they want validation. So when you encourage that type of behavior, you're feeding into that ego, you're feeding into that negativity, so therefore they're going to continue to do what they do, whether it's for you or somebody else. So kind of be conscious of where your behavior patterns, because when you encourage somebody's bullshit, they will continue to go on forever. But being conscious of that, not encouraging them, not interact with them, or not even wanting to be around them, or even just put up boundaries and say, look, I peep your game, I peep how you are, how you respond, or whatever, how you even treat people, and I'm just letting you know that I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with you. So therefore, and that's a boundary. Not messing around with nobody no more. It's a whole boundary. Like, even if you're related to this person, putting distance between you and somebody, whether you can't get rid of them or whatever your case is a boundary, because that's protecting your inner peace. Putting distance between somebody, loving somebody from afar, saying, look, I love you, care about you, but I'm not gonna allow you to disrespect me. I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me that way. I'm not gonna allow you to be inconsiderate of my feelings. And that is you taking full control of your emotions, because you could have easily spazzed out on them. You probably could have hit them, you probably could have did whatever, but you didn't, right? You continue to stay within yourself to protect your inner peace, because when people can't meet you where you are, when you are elevated and high, people want to get you down to a level. And then when they do that, that means you are already compromised. When you encourage them in that negative behavior they have, you are already compromised. You are compromised. Like I said earlier about your energy manifesting those negative entities, those demons or whatever, you are compromised when you do that. So again, radical acceptance, accepting things as they are, and moving forward and knowing that at the end of the day, I cannot accept what I cannot change, but I can accept how I let it affect me. Be in full control over your own emotions. Don't allow somebody to think they have control over your emotions. Don't allow somebody to think they can mess with you or get under your skin, because when people notice they can do that, they're going to continue to do it. And they're going to like it too. Some people, they're not here with it, right? They're not cerebral, they're not connected, so they operate out of that negative energy. That's what they want to do, and they want to continue with it. That's what they're going to continue That's what they're going to continue to do. Right. Anyway, so thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that makes sense. I wish this video could be a little bit longer. I just kind of wanted to briefly, despite this video being an hour, briefly going on over radical acceptance, having healthy core beliefs and inner peace. I'm thinking about doing more videos like this, so hopefully I have enough courage to do the next video. But essentially, I'm going to circle back to these terms: radical acceptance, healthy core beliefs, inner peace, all that. I'm going to continue to go back, because we continuously have to hit on these topics. Like, it's not just one and done. You have to continuously revisit these type of behavioral patterns, because they're going to continue to come up. Again, different experiences trigger different emotions, whether it's through a different person or job or whatever resonates with you. It's going to come up again, because the divine is continuously always testing you. Because when those new blessings are around the corner, I'm telling you, those problems will come out the grave like it ain't nothing. And they will follow you around, they will mess with you, they'll knock at your door, but you can't let it mess with you, you can't let it sweat, you can't let it compromise your energy or your protection, right? So your truth is your protection. You being connected with yourself is your protection, because when you are connected, your intuition is like that. Your intuition is connected with you, is communicating with you and letting you know, like, nah, this situation not for us, so let's move on. Because I'm telling you, when you start to notice on your journey is that you will not be attracted or feel like anything will appeal to you that no longer resonates with the new energy that you're embodying, whether that's men, women, careers, or behavior patterns, or the way people, even family members. You will start to notice that your behavior is not appealing to me. It's not funny, it's not cute, it's not nothing, because you have moved past that. And and that's more of a feeling. It's not a knowing, it's a feeling. Like, you will notice that, for example, I noticed that, and I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this up. I noticed that I am not attracted to certain type of men anymore. Like, it's far beyond attraction of what you look like. It's more about your intellect. It's deeper than that. I'm not even, you may look good, but at the end of the day, like, is that it? Right? It's more than that. So that's more of a feeling that you will start to embody. You be like, damn, these type of people don't even resonate with me anymore. I'm not even attracted to these type of people or this friend group. You will start to notice that stuff, right? So yeah, so that's why I want to hit on these topics again and again, and just mention the same thing so y'all hear it over and over again, because it's not what I do. But yeah, I don't want to keep talking in circles. I'm gonna just let y'all go. I'm actually gonna play my video game. I haven't played it in a while, so it kind of frees up some mental space. If I could focus on something for like an hour or so, my mind is not necessarily just doing what it normally does. Although I love my intellect, sometimes it runs my energy dry. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. If this did not resonate with you, that is okay. Send it to somebody who you feel like it'll resonate with. But yeah, definitely sending y'all good vibes, good energy, and I hope y'all stay safe out there, and I'll talk to y'all later.